For this trip, I brought like some, I brought the hovercraft, some other boards, but also I wanted a board a little bit more performance because that's kind of what the wave warrants. And I selected the Channel Islands FishBeard, which is actually the only one. I surfed a whole bunch of these kind of boards, and I'm like a traditional fish guy. It's the only one of these kind of like, quote unquote performance fishes that actually really strikes a balance between performance shortboard with the mega fun of a fish. So all these other kind of performance fishes, they're more like a short board that works good in small waves, but not fishy, so to speak, at all. This one really retains the whole like fish vibe, but it's also mega performance. And I'm 60, I'm like an average surfer, below average surfer, as you'll see in the footage. For example, yesterday I woke up super early, did yoga for an hour. I was super slow on every takeoff. I was tired, like, not really in sync. And I made every wave all the way to the end. Surfing really slow and everything. So the board is actually super forgiving. And then a couple waves, like I was kind of in sync. It's like a mega performance board. So even, at my level, you can really hit the wave and it's like super neutral. There's no weird stuff in the board at all. I used on this one the Almeric keel fins, which I used before on other fishes. They're really, really good. Very neutral feeling and a lot of drive. And when you want to hit it, it really works. Yeah, it really goes. Nothing weird about the board, and it's cool. I really like it.
How's it paddle?
It paddles really good. Like it catches waves like there's nothing. You just paddle. Like yesterday, like I said, I was super slow, but I managed to get into every wave I paddled for. And on the super small days, it paddled really good as well. And like I said, I was surfing like mega slow yesterday. I should have not made any of them, and I made all the waves all the way to the end surfing super slow. So it's a really good board. I really recommend it. And it's super versatile. You can surf kind of any kind of wave. So I took this for this particular trip, but this I can guarantee you can surf on any kind of wave. So it's a very versatile board as well.
What are the bottom contours like on this board?
This one has like a very slight concave, I think, over the whole front of the board, and a double concave in the back. So it's pretty traditional bottom. And then in the back it has like a, kind of like performance pulled in fishtail. And that allows you really to carve. Super neutral. The board doesn't do anything weird. It's super predictable, which is good, and very, very, very stable. Rails are actually pretty traditional, rounded. I think it's like almost like a 50-50 rail, and it works really good for this particular board. So they're super neutral when you surf the board, and when you need to pump and accelerate, it just goes like instantly. It's super responsive, so it works really good for this particular shape. And it's just honestly like they're pretty traditional rails, and I only get sharp really pretty much all the way in the back, like the last foot. Pretty flat entry rocker, which I think is way better because that's why it paddles so good. Yeah, and it's just like a really, really good blend of performance and, fun fish. Really good. So it's really a perfect balance between both, and I really recommend it. I like it a lot. Actually, I'm going to buy another one in case I break this soon.
Tell us about the fact that you're a shaper yourself, and here you are doing a review video for Almeric.
Yeah, so I shape like all different kinds of boards, mainly like boards for small waves, like really weird mini Simmons fishes. I invented a whole bunch of super weird asymmetrical shapes and all that. And I give credit where credit is due. Any board that's good, that I ride, that I like, I'm going to give credit where credit is due, and this board is like really good.
What advice would you have for older surfers that are riding a performance thruster shortboard when they order their next board, something they might want to consider?
Well, you might want to consider going a little bit thicker. So if you've never stopped, for example, like you, Tony, like you never stopped surfing shortboards your whole life, so you just never stopped, so you're surfing kind of more or less the same boards you've always surfed. In that case, continue, with those kind of boards. But if you kind of stop and you're on and off surfer, you really might consider, first of all, a board like this, because you'll have way more fun. And it's all about having fun. It doesn't really matter performance. If you're having way more fun, the best surfer in the world is one having the most fun. So you could be on a shortboard, fighting the wave, and it's not fun. It's like, fuck, I used to surf better and this and that. Whereas with a board like this, you don't even think that, because like I was surfing that shit yesterday and I had the best time ever, even though I was surfing really bad because the board's like super forgiving too. But if you're gonna surf like a regular shortboard, you might consider adding some foam, because what I've seen, and I'm a shaper, I know how to make boards, is people 90% of the time surf a board that works 10% of the time. By that I mean people are surfing like super thin, short boards, which would work in like, hollow head high waves, but they're surfing that 90% of the time in small waist high or chest high mushy waves. So, and I see them pumping and it doesn't look fun. So maybe they're having fun. I don't know, I'm not them, but it really doesn't look fun. If you would just add a little bit of foam, so if you're surfing like, 2 3/8, maybe consider going to 2.5 or even more, because there's a misconception that thickness is going to take away from maneuverability. It has nothing to do with maneuverability. The only disadvantage of a board too thick is when the waves get a little bit bigger, it's going to kind of like track and be like too floaty because you want the tail to sink in the water to have control on the rails too. So that's only a disadvantage of the days when you should be surfing another kind of board anyway. And the other thing, practice yoga every day. Go surf every day. Don't stop, because if you don't stop, you'll surf till the day you die, like a little kid. But if you stop, then it's hard to get back into it. If unfortunately you don't live by the ocean, you can only surf once in a while. In that case, consider going a little bit thicker on the board, and you'll have way more fun and get way more waves.